Today we are going to study metals and non-metals. More than 114 elements have been discovered, many of them found naturally, and whereas some of them are made by artificially or a man-made. This artificially elements is known as synthetic elements. Based on the property of elements, elements can be classified into two categories: metals and non-metals. What is metal? Elements which have 1, 2 or 3 electrons in their outermost shell, which they lose and form positive ion or a cation. Say for example sodium. The atomic number of sodium is 11. Now electron configuration 281 means 2 electron present in K shell, 8 electron present in L shell, and 1 electron is present in M shell. So in sodium outermost shell, how many electron is present? 1 electron is present. And for stability or completing octet, they lose this 1 electron and form positive ion or cation, Na+1. Another example is calcium. The atomic number is 20. Electron configuration is 2882. Means in K shell 2 electrons present, L shell 8 electrons present, M shell 8 electrons present, and N shell 2 electron is present. In outermost shell, how many electrons present? 2 electron is present. And this calcium lost this electron, this 2 electron they lost for completing octet and form positive ion or a cation, Ca2+. The third example is atomic. Atomic number is 13 and electron configuration is 283. Means in K shell 2 electron, L shell 8 electron, and M shell 3 electrons are present. 3 shells are present and outermost shell 3 electrons is present. For completing octet, this aluminium lost this 3 electron and form positive ions or a cation, Al3+. Means all the metals which have 1, 2 or 3 electron in their outermost shell, for completing octet they lose and form positive ion or a cation. Now what is the importance of metal? For making utensils, construction of building and bridges, manufacture of automobiles, aeroplane, trains, etc. Silver, gold, platinum, they are very costly and they are used for making jewelry. Now second is non-metal. What is non-metal? Elements having 4 or more electrons in their outermost shell. For completing octet, they gain electron and form negative ion or anions. Say for example oxygen. The atomic number of oxygen is 8 and electron configuration is 2 and 6. In K shell 2 electron is present, L shell 6 electron is present. Means in outermost shell how many electrons present? 6 electron is present. For completing octet they require 2 electrons. Okay, so they gain 2 electron and form negative ion or anion, O2-. Another example is phosphorus. Atomic number of phosphorus is 15 and electron configuration is 285. And in K shell 2 electrons present, L shell 8 electron present, and M shell 5 electron is present. Now in outermost shell 5 electron is present and for completing octet they require 3 electrons. So they gain 3 electrons and form negative ions or anion, P3-. Okay. So all the non-metals which having 4 or more electron in their outermost shell and for completing they gain electron and form negative ions or anion. Now importance of non-metal. Carbon. Carbon is the most important non-metal and all the life on this earth is made up of carbon compound like protein, carbohydrate, fat, and carbon is in the form of graphite. Graphite, which is the form of carbon. It is used as electrode in electrolytic cell and dry cell. Second is hydrogen. It is present almost all the compounds of carbon like carbohydrate, fat, protein. All the carbon compounds hydrogen contain, and the large amount of hydrogen is used for manufacturing of ammonia. Now next is oxygen. It is very important for existence of life and also the process of combustion. Now next is nitrogen. It is inert gaseous non-metal. It is present in air and reduce the rate of combustion. Oxygen, it is important for combustion process, but nitrogen, it reduces the rate of combustion, and it is generally used for manufacture of ammonia, nitric acid and fertilizers. And sulfur, it is used as fungicides and making gunpowder. So these are the importance of non-metal. Now next topic of metal and non-metal is physical properties of metals and non-metals. First property is luster. Luster means shining. All the metals have luster, means all the metals possess shining surface. But non-metals except iodine, all the non-metals do not have luster. Second property is hardness. Except lithium, sodium and potassium, metals are generally hard. This lithium, potassium and sodium we can cut by knife. And in non-metal except diamond and boron, all the non-metals are generally soft. Now next property is malleability and ductility. What is malleability? Malleability means can be drawn into thin sheets, and ductility means can be drawn into wires. All the metals are malleable and ductile. Example, silver, gold, they are the most malleable and ductile. That's why we can make jewelry by this. Non-metals neither be malleable and nor be ductile. They are actually brittle. Next property is conductivity. Metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. Silver is the best conductor of heat and electricity, and second copper and aluminum. But this silver is very costly, that is why we are not using for electricity purpose. Generally we are using copper and aluminum wires. And Pb, lead and mercury, they are the poorest conductor of heat and electricity. Non-metals are bad conductor of heat and electricity except graphite, which is the form of carbon, and gas carbon are good conductor of heat and electricity. Melting and boiling point. Metals have high melting point and boiling point except mercury, gallium and cesium. This gallium and cesium melt even on keeping on the palm. Non-metals have low melting and boiling point except carbon, diamond and graphite and boron. Their melting point is very high, but other non-metals have low melting point and boiling point. Next property is sonority. Sonority means they produce sound when hit with hard object. All the metals, they are sonorous, but non-metals are non-sonorous. Next property is density. Metals have high density except lithium, sodium and potassium. They have low density. Density means the atoms are closely packed, but in non-metals they have low density. Next property is tensile strength. Tensile strength means load bearing capacity. All the metals have high tensile strength. That's why we are using for these metals for construction work or building purpose or bridges, trains. We are using metals because their tensile strength is very high. And non-metals have low tensile strength. That is why it can be easily broken. Last property is physical state. Metals are generally solid except mercury and gallium. They are liquid in room temperature. And non-metal are either solid or a gas except bromine, which is liquid in state. Thank you.